Good morning, ASEAN. Fresh up your world, your thought, your idea with us every day from Monday to Friday. I'm Nirasha Malisak. Let me presenting you the news of this morning, and today is Thursday, July 11 of 2013. And here, let's start with the Filipinos news of the Ramadan. As the Filipino Muslims flocked to attend prayers at a mosque in downtown Manila yesterday to welcome the start of the fasting month of Ramadan. Ramadan, which starts when a new crescent moon is seen, is the holiest month in the Islamic calendar. During this feast, Muslims around the world will fast and practice abstinence from dawn until sunset. In Manila, vendors in a busy Muslim quarter are hoping to cash in on the celebrations, selling copies of the Quran, clothes, religious DVDs, and halal food. Muslims said noon prayers at the Golden Mosque, the largest in the Philippines capital. And imams say that they were praying for the success of a peace roadmap in the restive Muslim-dominated areas of Mindanao gripped for decades by guerrilla violence. They say that they are always wishing and praying that peace will be achieved in the land, especially in the Muslim area. And government representatives and the negotiators from the Philippines' largest Muslim separatist group are in Kuala Lumpur this week, ironing out details of a peace roadmap that will end 40 years of conflict in Mindanao and set up an autonomous structure to run the poor but resource-rich South. Issues like wealth sharing and disarmament of a rebel army have yet to be resolved. Muslims comprise about 7% of the Philippine population of 96 million, which is predominantly Catholic. And now let's have a look at the bilateral relationship between Vietnam and Laos, as Laos and Vietnam have completed a 36-year project to demarcate their common borderline. Both leaders, Minister Thong Sing Thamawong and Vietnamese Premier Nguyen Nhan Thanh Dang, celebrated missions when the last border marker between Laos' Buri Kham Sai province and Nhung An province of Vietnam was placed in a high-profile ceremony attended by hundreds of officials, including Laos Prime Minister and Vietnamese Premier as well. The completions underline the intention of their leaders to foster ties between the two countries. Laos Deputy Foreign Minister Bun Ket Sang Somsak, who was in charge of the project for Laos, said yesterday. The Vietnamese Prime Minister hailed the events as a victory for Vietnam and Laos. And according to him, this is a common victory for both countries in building their border of peace, stability, and cooperation for mutual development. Laos and Vietnam shares 2,067 kilometers of land border. The agreement signed in 1977, 2 years after the Laos People's Revolutionary Party took over the country, opened the way for the two nations to carry out surveys and put up border markers. Laos has not completed the border demarcations of its 1,810 kilometers with Thailand, and about 95% of the land boundary has been marked by the two countries have not touched on the borderline in the Mekong and other rivers dividing them. And now let's have a look at Myanmar, as foreign companies from 5 countries have invested over $423 million in Myanmar between May 31st to June 30th of this year, according to Directorate of Investment and Companies Administration, or DICA. The DICA say that companies from China, Thailand, Britain, Singapore, and India invested in production and hotel sectors. The total investment from Thailand is $379 million. From Singapore is $23.68 million. From Britain is is $15,835 million, and from China is $4.1 million, and from India is $9.6 million. And last month, the DICA gave permissions to 14 enterprises which will invest in Myanmar under the foreign investment law. The international firms used to invest in major sectors such as oil and gas mining and electric power in previous fiscal years. At present, they are running in production sector, garment industry, and other investment sectors. Total foreign investment from 32 countries in Myanmar is over $42 billion as at May 31st. According to statistics this this year, China remains the biggest investor in Myanmar with over $14,185 million. And in Myanmar Focus Daily today, Kunarawi Tangmisang will took us to the have a look at the Kasikorn Bank, who points out the rising business sector and high potentials in the cities.
In Myanmar Focus Daily today, Chief Representative of Kasikorn Bank Yangon examined 3 rising business sectors and cities in Myanmar with expected future growth for Thai business people. Due to the growing numbers of Thai investors tapping into Myanmar market, Kasikorn Bank has established a representative office to facilitate Thai business people by providing business, investment and financial information, organizing business matching, finding local partners, and cooperating with local banks to ensure smooth transactions for its customers. Chief Representative of Kasikorn Bank Yangon office highlighted at KPMG's AEC seminar that there are plenty of business opportunities in Myanmar for Thai entrepreneurs. He pointed 3 flourishing sectors, which are agriculture, real estate, and services.
ถ้าในแง่ของผู้ประกอบการไทยว่าอยากจะไปลงทุนถ้าอยากจะไปลงทุนเนี่ยจริงๆตลาดยังค่อนข้างถือว่าเยอะเลยในแง่ของจะไปทำ value added ให้กับสินค้าเกษตรธุรกิจอุตสาหกรรมหลักในประเทศพม่าเป็นเกษตรกรรมแต่เขาไม่มีเทคโนโลยีและความรู้ในการทำ processing หรือเพิ่ม value added ให้กับสินค้าเหล่านั้นเนี่ยก่อนที่จะขายตรงนั้นเนี่ยเป็นสิ่งที่ผู้ประกอบการไทยเข้าไปได้แน่นอนนะฮะลงทุนในแง่อสังหาริมทรัพย์ก็ถือว่ามีโอกาสตัดเรื่องย่างกุ้งที่เป็นที่ดินแพงไปก่อนตรงนู้นเนี่ยมันที่ดินแพงการลงทุนอาจจะเยอะรีเทิร์นมันก็จะเยอะหน่อยก็แล้วแต่เพราะมันดีมาราคาได้แต่ตามต่างจังหวัดเองเนี่ยก็ถือว่ามี opportunity เยอะลองดูราคาอย่างผมขึ้นไปพระอาจที่รัฐกะหรี่นะครับรัฐขยินซึ่งของเขาเนี่ยราคาเขาก็เรียกได้100 เหรียญถาม100 เหรียญเมืองไทยเราอยู่4 ดาวอยู่ที่นู่นเนี่ยไม่ถึงนะครับถูกไหมซึ่งเท่ากับว่าราคาลงทุนก็ไม่ได้เยอะเพราะเขาสร้างออกมาเป็นชั้นเดียวเป็นรูปแบบบังกะโลไทยคอสลงทุนไม่เยอะแต่เรียกราคาได้เยอะรีเทิร์นมันต้องเยอะถูกไหมครับธุรกิจบริการเนี่ยเพราะอะไรผมมองว่าคนพม่าเขามีจิตใจที่ต้องการอยากจะให้บริการนั่นแหละผมคิดว่าคนเขามีจิตใจบริการขาดแค่ดีเทลบางอย่างรายละเอียดปลีกย่อยเล็กๆน้อยๆในการทำให้การบริการสมบูรณ์แบบซึ่งตรงนั้นคนไทยมีคนไทยไปเทรนเพิ่มความสามารถให้เขาแน่นอนเป็นสิ่งที่ทำได้และเป็นสิ่งที่ต่างชาติหรือฝรั่งไม่มี
When we look into Myanmar, the attention mostly focuses on Yangon as it is a former capital and important commercial center. As a result of influx of interest from global investors, estimated business operation cost in Yangon has been drastically increased. Kasikorn Bank suggested some other areas in Myanmar are also promising. These areas include Mandalay, Malamyay, Pathen, Miag, Dawei, and Tongji.
ตอนนี้ทางกระทรวงพาณิชย์เองก็โปรโมทมาเลยเมืองใหญ่อันดับ 2มีการพัฒนาได้อีกเยอะมีการพัฒนานิคมอุตสาหกรรมต่างๆมอลำใหญ่ที่มีข่าวอย่างของ SCG ที่จะเปิดโรงงานต่อไปตรงนั้นน่าจะพัฒนาเป็นนิคมขึ้นเพราะเป็นแหล่งที่สินค้าไทยลงมาจากเมียวดีเขาต้องมาพักที่มอลำใหญ่กันนะครับหรือแม้แต่เมืองปะเต็งเมืองท่าซึ่งยังเป็นเมืองที่ค่อนข้างเล็กมีศักยภาพที่เยอะทางภาคใต้ไม่ว่าจะมะลิดหรือโซนใกล้ๆทวายก็แล้วแต่ตรงนั้นเนี่ยก็จะเป็นพัฒนาได้เยอะมากจนถึงภาคเหนือลัดฉานเองก็แล้วแต่เมืองตองจีไล่ท่ากิเลสขึ้นไปโซนตรงนั้นก็ยังมีศักยภาพ
The main problem for these areas will be infrastructure. The chief representative of Kasikorn Bank warned that Thai investors should not believe from what they read from a newspaper or a report. They need to go on location to get first-hand information and create business connection. He added Myanmar is similar to Thailand in the past. The same business model can be adopted. In the next episode, we will get into details on financing new business and conducting financial transactions under weak financial and banking system. Arawi Tangmisang from Myanmar Focus Daily.
And now let's let's have a look at another special report by Kun Satapat Paetong on the recent visit of the Indonesian Foreign Minister Martin Natalegawa in Bangkok yesterday.
Speaking to reporters at the Foreign Correspondents Club of Thailand in Bangkok this morning, Indonesian Foreign Minister Martin Natalegawa shared his view on the most pressing developments in the region by identifying major challenges that ASEAN member states need to tackle and the way forward. He said that many decades of peace and stability have made all countries, including ASEAN nations, able to concentrate on economic development. However, the foreign minister said that there are some serious challenges the region has been facing. Considering concerns on the East Asia and the Asia Pacific, Marty said that the first and most perennial risk must be the qualitative worsening of the situation on the Korean Peninsula, which has become such a long-standing problem in the regions.
The prospect of a nuclear DPRK is actually opening a new Pandora's box. The nuclear genie is out of the bottle. We, of course, still continually speak of having a denuclearized Korean Peninsula, but we must wonder, short, medium, and long term, what kind of strategic implications to other countries outside DPRK this development may have in terms of their renunciation of the nuclear option.
The second challenge, he said, includes territorial disputes, particularly the East and South China Sea conflicts that involve China, Japan, Korea, and Taiwan, among others. Moreover, the bilateral disputes, such as the Thai-Cambodian episode, are also the concerns. The third challenge comprises internal issues that come in different shapes and forms, but imply regional ramification, such as sectarian conflicts within countries like Myanmar, and transboundary issues such as the recent haze in Indonesia that affected Singapore and Malaysia. Given those challenges, Marty urged all ASEAN countries to be more active to address the root cause of the issues.
It is not good enough for countries in ASEAN to simply remain inactive and to be in denial of these developments, to simply cite the mantra of ASEAN centrality and assume everyone will respect and follow that principle. But we must actually be shaping and molding developments. Staying put, remaining inactive, is a recipe for allowing things to get out of hand and therefore becoming simply responsive and not being able to control developments. Most of all, I believe, Indonesia believes, that we must address the core issue, the root causes of these developments, rather than simply addressing the symptoms. Because I believe, Indonesia believes, that the kind of challenges that I mentioned before, Korea, territorial disputes, internal with regional ramifications, they are all actually, in a way, simply symptoms. There are certain underlying developments, underlying problems that we must try to respond.
In terms of response to the challenges, he said that ASEAN must continue and enhance the momentum towards ASEAN Community in 2015 with all its three pillars. However, he emphasized that the community cannot be created overnight or just simply by adopting declarations or agreements. It must be in action and implemented. The Indonesian foreign minister suggested that there must be a sense of ownership and a sense of participation among ASEAN nations. Satapat Paetong reporting for ASEAN Business Report.
And coming up next after the break, let's have a look at the new SME Center opened recently in Southwest District in Singapore. Welcome back to Good Morning ASEAN. A new SME Center has been recently opened in the Southwest District of Singapore, allowing more micro enterprises to get free business advice. The district is near Jurong Industrial Estate in Singapore's largest industrial area. The SME Center at Southwest will be the second satellite SME Center to be set up after the SME Center at Northeast District. This will provide better coverage, as the 5 SME centers currently run by various trade associations and chambers are located in the city area. 3 more satellite SME centers will be in operation by the end of this year. Besides giving business advice, the centers also provide business diagnosis and help with grant application. The government has set aside 30 million Singaporean dollars to run the centers over the next 3 years, from April 2013 to March 2016, and expects to assist over 60,000 SMEs over this period. Minister of State for Trade and Industry Teo Ser Lak said that the micro enterprises and the slightly smaller enterprises are the ones that he's quite concerned about, as the micro enterprises are within the heartlands or the stores in the neighborhood. And now let's have a look at Tech Savvy on the common online shopping in Thailand.
The internet has changed over time from being an information provider to a platform for doing business. Tech Savvy today will bring you to see how common online shopping is in Thailand. Kasikorn Research Center forecasts a 25 to 30% growth for the online retail market this year. This estimate amounts to a value of 90 billion baht in 2013 compared to 73 billion baht in the previous year. The figure reflects why the business sector is seriously pursuing the online market, whether they are retail giants in the country such as Big C, Tesco Lotus or Tops Market, or food conglomerate like Jalern Pokapan or CP, who has opened his online CP Fresh Mart and provided online shopping called We Love Shopping. Even beverage manufacturer and distributor like Sing has joined the game with its online shop that offer beverages and other items for sale.
การใช้ซื้อออนไลน์เนี่ยครับตอนนี้ในประเทศไทยเนี่ยถือว่าเป็นตลาดที่มองข้ามไม่ได้เลยแล้วสิ่งเนี่ยคือเนื่องจากว่าเราทำสินค้าเกี่ยวกับอุปโภคอยู่แล้วนะฮะบริโภคนะฮะไม่ใช่อุปโภคอยู่แล้วเราคิดว่าสินค้าเราแล้วก็สายการเดินรถหรือว่าขนส่งของเราเนี่ยค่อนข้างพร้อมเราคิดว่าเราน่าจะทำได้ครับอีกทั้งตอนนี้ถึงแม้ว่าในสื่อออนไลน์ของเราเนี่ยสิงอาจจะโชว์เฉพาะสินค้าแค่บางส่วนนะฮะซึ่งอนาคตเนี่ยสินค้าที่อยู่ในเครือบริษัทบุญรอดเทรดดิ้งเนี่ยยังมีเยอะเพราะว่าเรามีไม่ว่าจะเป็นฟาร์มบุญรอดที่อยู่หลายๆแห่งในประเทศไทยนะครับเราก็จะส่งสินค้าเข้ามาขายที่นี่ด้วยหรือแม้แต่สิ่งไลฟ์ที่ทำธุรกิจเกี่ยวกับเสื้อผ้านะครับตอนนี้ก็มีขายในออนไลน์ช็อปของเราด้วยเหมือนกันนะครับ
Consumers today are becoming familiar with online shopping, starting with registering for an account to shop, choosing the method of payment, and waiting for goods to be delivered on the scheduled time. Sing Shop Online likewise has the same procedures and requires customers to pay at the door upon receiving their goods instead of upon order.
ณ ปัจจุบันนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องเวลาของคนที่อยู่ในเมืองใหญ่ๆนะฮะอาจจะมีเวลาค่อนข้างน้อยอาจจะไม่มีเวลาออกไปช้อปปิ้งเองนะครับซึ่งถ้าสั่งซื้อสินค้าบางอย่างได้อย่างเช่นสินค้าที่มีน้ำหนักสูงอย่างเช่นข้าวหรือว่าน้ำดื่มนะฮะแล้วก็นำไปใช้ที่บ้านของตัวเองเนี่ยทำให้ชีวิตเขาง่ายขึ้นได้เนี่ยทางบุญรอดก็ถือว่าเป็นส่วนหนึ่งในการที่จะทำให้ชีวิตคนไทยมีความสะดวกสบายมากขึ้นนั่นเอง
Not only are large companies interested in selling products online, but also small-sized enterprises and the general public as well. A survey by the Kasikorn Research Center found that fashion products are mostly sold online at 35%, followed by cosmetics at 31%, medicine and supplements at 8%, gifts and toys at 5%, and others including house decorations at 21%. Google Thailand's product marketing manager, Michael Jitiwandit, said figures show that as many as 24 million Thais use the internet. The average age of users is between 20 to 40 years, which is a group with purchasing power. The Google Thailand executive said Google-owned operating system Android has made smartphones less expensive, saying this could lead to an increase of internet users. With the changing behavior of consumers in recent years, the online retail sector might have a promising future. This wraps up this episode of Tech Savvy. See you again next Thursday.
And this wraps up our Good Morning ASEAN editions for today. See you again, same time, same place, same channel from 7:30 to 8 a.m. Monday to Friday. I'm Nirasha Malisak Lami. สวัสดีค่ะ